Natalie Portman, badass. Not as strange as it sounds. Her personal life has seen her in many badass roles: an ambitious and well-educated student, a passionate animal rights advocate, a supporter of anti-poverty initiatives, and an environmental activist. Not as a celebrity spokesperson, but someone who takes the time to learn and actually do frontline work for the causes she supports. Portman's acting career, starting with the controversial 1994 film Léon, The Professional, has seen her play many badass roles on screen as well. As we await her appearance in Thor: Love and Thunder as the mighty Thor, let's take a look back. Collider video of the day. Evie Hammond in V for Vendetta, 2005. Set in a future where the UK is under the leadership of a fascist totalitarian regime, Portman plays Evie Hammond, a British television network employee who finds herself involved in the life of V, Hugo Weaving, a masked anarchist looking to ignite a revolution against the ruling government through terrorist acts. Hammond learns fearlessness through V, and as he faces death he gives Hammond the power to execute one final, elaborate terrorist act involving an explosive-filled train. Knowing the act will bring hope to the people, Hammond sees it through, a crushing takedown of Parliament. Lena in Annihilation, 2018. In the sci-fi horror film Annihilation, Portman plays Lena, biology professor and army veteran, recruited for a new expedition into the Shimmer, a mysterious zone which emerged from a meteorite strike 3 years prior. The group enters the zone, which is filled with mutated wildlife and plants growing in human shapes. As the members of the group become corrupted and die off, Lena comes face to face with her doppelganger, which she tricks into holding a phosphorus grenade, activating it as she flees the area. Celeste in Vox Lux, 2018. As Celeste, Portman faces an imposing force: pop superstardom. Becoming a pop star with the help of her sister, Stacey Martin, and manager, Jude Law, she is launched to a whole new level of stardom following a terrorist act on the nation, a shining global icon amidst the chaos of a new reality. After her career is derailed due to scandal, Celeste mounts a comeback in the form of a tour supporting her 6th album, where she is forced to navigate madness, motherhood, and mega-stardom. Matilda in Léon, The Professional, 1994. In her film debut, Portman plays 12-year-old Matilda, the daughter of a man who stores drugs for a corrupt cop. While she is out, the cop and other crooked DEA officers descend on the family and kill them all over a botched drug deal. She finds shelter with Léon, Jean Reno, a professional hitman, and gets him to teach her how to be a hitman in an effort to get revenge on the dirty cops that killed her family. Matilda's plan goes awry, however, leaving Léon to have to save her from their clutches. Nina Sayers in Black Swan, 2010. One wouldn't normally associate a ballerina with being a badass, but Black Swan would tell you otherwise. Portman plays Nina Sayers, a ballerina vying for the coveted dual role of White Swan and Black Swan in Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. In direct competition for the role against Mila Kunis, and becoming overwhelmed by the pressure of it, Sayers begins having hallucinations and rapidly falls into madness. On opening night, Nina loses her grip on reality and ends up stabbing herself with a shard of glass. She dies as a result, but not before delivering the perfect performance. Portman trained for months, doing ballet, cross-training, and swimming 5 hours a day to get the appearance of a professional dancer. Her perseverance paid off when the Best Picture nominee landed Portman an Oscar for Best Actress. Padme Amidala in the Star Wars prequel trilogy, 1999 to 2005. Yes, the prequels have their issues, but Portman more than held her own as Queen/Senator Padme Amidala from Naboo. In Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the young Queen, frustrated by the lack of action of the Galactic Republic to stop the Trade Federation's blockade around Naboo, leads the charge that reclaims Naboo from the Federation and destroys the blockade. Star Wars, Episode 2, Attack of the Clones sees Amidala and Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen, fall in love, get captured on Geonosis, and fight off giant creatures and separatist droids. In Star Wars, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, she's pregnant and dies giving birth to Luke and Leia. Admittedly not as badass here as she is in the first two. Jane Hammond and Jane Got a Gun, 2015. Jane Hammond, Portman, lives in an isolated house with her daughter and husband, Bill Hammond, Noah Emmerich. When Ham comes home after a duel with the Bishop Boys gang riddled with bullets, Jane turns to an old flame, Dan Frost, Joel Edgerton, for help in defending her family from the gang. And she gets a gun, hence the name of the film. Jackie Kennedy and Jackie, 2016. Jackie shows the aftermath of the infamous President John F. Kennedy's, Casper Phillipson, assassination through the eyes of the iconic First Lady, Jackie Kennedy, Portman. With her whole world shattered, Jackie has to console her children, vacate their home, plan the funeral and define how history will look on her husband's legacy, and on herself. Her journey to do so with unprecedented dignity and grace is captured perfectly by Portman. Anne Boleyn and the Other Boleyn Girl, 2008. A fictionalized account of sisters Anne, Portman, and Mary Boleyn, Scarlett Johansson, and their pursuit for the love of King Henry VIII of England, Eric Bana, seeking to fulfill their family's ambition for higher standing in the royal court in their own quest to become Queen of England. Anne successfully seduces Henry, playing him until he promises never to speak to Mary again. Mary and Anne reconcile before Anne becomes Queen of England, and Mary stays by Anne's side right up to Anne's execution for not delivering a son. You might say Mary stood by while Anne headed off. Too soon? Isabelle in Your Highness, 2011. Portman goes against type in the 2011 stoner fantasy film Your Highness as Isabelle, a female warrior who joins Prince Fabius, James Franco, and Prince Thaddeus, Danny McBride, on their quest to kill the evil sorcerer Eliezer, Justin Theroux. Warrior, adventurer, archer, Isabelle saves the two by slaying a pet hydra and its owner, Martiti, John Fricker, avenging her father's death. Arguably Portman at her most badass in her worst movie. Read more about Thor, Love and Thunder here. Top 7 movies to watch to get ready for Thor, Love and Thunder Thor recap, from Ragnarok leading up to Love and Thunder Thor, Love and Thunder review. Taika Waititi reinvigorates Phase 4 with comedy, heart, and a pair of screaming goats.